Mortal Online 2 is a hardcore full loot sandbox MMORPG that initially released back in 2021. Since then, the game's had a ton of updates, adding many new features such as territory control, bounty hunting, raid bosses, dungeons, and most recently a massive visual upgrade from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5. I actually think that many of us didn't really give Mortal Online 2 a fair shot, and after looking into the game further, it kinda gives me first-person hardcore Runescape vibes, which definitely has some appeal to me. The game's also managed to maintain a relatively stable and dedicated player base since launch, so in this video we'll be jumping deep into Mortal Online 2 to see if it's an MMORPG worth getting into in 2024. But first, today's sponsor, Tower of Fantasy. Available on both PC and mobile platforms, Tower of Fantasy is a free-to-play MMORPG that promises endless adventures and excitement. In Tower of Fantasy, you and your friends can team up to take on fearsome bosses, uncover hidden secrets, and experience the thrill of discovering new lands together. But that's not all. With an array of cool vehicles and relic equipment, the journey is as exhilarating as it is rewarding. Tower of Fantasy's latest 3.7 version update brings an electrifying collaboration with none other than Evangelion. Join forces with the iconic Evangelion multi-purpose humanoid decisive weapons and the Vera Guardians to battle against formidable creatures. As the executor yourself, it's time to unleash your inner hero and lead the charge against the angels. With the addition of the feisty Asuka from Evangelion as a playable character, the adventure reaches new heights. Dive into the thrilling Evangelion-themed Frontier Clash missions, available for a limited time only from March 12th to April 30th. And mark your calendars, because on March 12th, the adorable smart servant Pen joins the fray to aid you in battle. With Tower of Fantasy's first ever collaboration content, now's the perfect time to jump back in and claim your share of rewards, including Red Nucleus Dark Crystals, special vouchers and much more. Click the link in the description or pinned comment to download Tower of Fantasy now and embark on an unforgettable journey. So this is actually my second attempt at revisiting Mortal Online 2, as the first time I tried it I recorded like 15 hours worth of footage, spent some time on Haven, which is the safe tutorial area, killed zombies, killed bandits, got to Clade Gift level 6, then went to the mainland. I explored a bit, then decided to look up a build, but upon doing so I realised that I completely messed up my character's build right off the bat during character creation. Additionally, all of the new player guides I watched recommended that you shouldn't actually leave Haven until you've grinded to Clade Gift level 15, which takes like 1 to 2 weeks as a new player. So I scrapped my first character, deleted my footage and started again, this time following the meta. I made a new character, built them correctly with the optimal age, weight and race for a Dex foot soldier, then spent the next 2 weeks on Haven grinding all the way to Clade Gift level 15, which is a bit of a soft cap, and preparing absolutely everything before heading to the mainland, where I'd be thrown to the wolves in open world PvP. Right off the bat, character creation is something that I don't like about Mortal Online 2. Initially I thought it was cool that things like age, height, weight, bloodline and so on affects your stats, but in reality it causes almost every player to restart their character after realising they fucked up just by selecting options that they thought looked cool, rather than what's optimal for their build. Modern MMOs are all about meta mentality, especially in a game with open PvP, so I have to wonder how many players got 50 to 100 hours deep into Mortal Online 2, then straight up quit the game because they didn't select the optimal age or height for the build that they wanted to play back when they first started. Starting out in Mortal Online 2, you'll spawn into the safe island of Haven. From here you'll talk to some NPCs to learn basic skills, make a few silver from picking vegetables, then go to the library, talk to the common librarian, and buy a book that will increase your reading skill. Next you should leave town and go on a long trek to find 3 skeleton corpses which contain the best weapons, armour, and if you're lucky a red cape, that you'll have access to on Haven. To find out the locations of these skeletons, just look it up on YouTube. I can't show you on the map because, unlike most MMOs, Mortal Online 2 does not have a detailed in-game map that shows your location in real time. You basically need to learn the layout of the land yourself in this game. Once you've got your weapons and armor from the corpses, you'll need to grind zombies or bandits until you reach Clade Gift level 2, at which point you can leave Haven and head to the mainland where open PvP is enabled. It is however recommended that you stay and grind to Clade Gift level 15 before leaving Haven, which is exactly what I did on my new character. Here we are in Mortal Online 2 on my main character. We're still in Haven, but I have been grinding very hard in Haven. As you can see here, I'm level 15 Clade Gifts. I've basically been grinding Haven for like 2 or 3 weeks. Quick look at the bank. And yeah, as you can see, it's absolutely rammed. I've also farmed the most expensive things that you can take with you from Haven, which I believe are tonne and chicken carcasses. I've got the red cape, I've got a decent set of armor to take with me, I've got some jewelry. I've also purchased a lot of books and leveled up a lot of skills. For example, here we've got gathering, mining 100, woodcutting 100. The only thing left for me to do before I leave Haven is level down my intelligence skill and put those attributes into strength and dexterity. To level down these skills, I'm just going to hang out in the graveyard for a bit, kill some zombies, and that should trigger my skills to level up and down. The reason why my intelligence is so high is because on Haven it's recommended that you level intelligence temporarily because it increases the speed in which you read books. Let's go fight some bandits, see if it de-levels me quicker. Let's hope this dungeon isn't being camped by another player. I have to say, the game does look a lot better since the Unreal Engine 5 update. It's especially noticeable in this bandit dungeon. When it was Unreal Engine 4, the lighting was kind of bad here and you couldn't really see the bandits very well. As you can see, the reason I stopped at Clade Gifts level 15 is it's basically a soft cap, and to go further beyond that is just a ridiculous grind where you don't really get much more powerful. Like, you can get all of your best perks at like Clade Gift level 15. That's not good. I'm actually like properly body blocked here. Bro, what? Okay, GG. I'm stuck. I'm actually gonna die here. Good fight, I guess. You have died. So then you go to a priest, resurrect. It's pretty cool how you materialize after death. And as you can see, we're pretty much naked and we've lost all of our stuff. So we're going to need to go grab it. If this wasn't Haven, then another player could just steal all of my stuff and yeah, that's it, GG. Game over, basically. Oh, here's my loot. It's kind of amusing how you loot your own head upon death. We can also butcher our own corpse, and that levels up my animal materials skill, as well as a bunch of other butchery related skills. There's a skill for absolutely everything in this game. No idea why my character's learning about fermentation jar, but it's good to always be learning something, like reading some kind of book. I think it's time to leave Haven. Even though Mortal Online 2 definitely looks better since the Unreal Engine 5 update, I think the place where the game still looks a little bit rough is with some of the assets. Like the trees, for example. They don't really look like Unreal Engine 5 trees. They're very static, they're very still. Some of the foliage looks very 2D. For an MMO though, it's decent enough. I farmed these chickens for so long to get 5,000 chicken carcasses. Apparently chicken carcasses are used for necromancy and they're worth a little bit of money when you take them from Haven to the mainland. So now let's choose the things that I want to take with me. Travel to Meerland. We're going to start in Meduli. For new players, apparently the 3 best starting places are either Fabenham, which basically just looks like Haven, Tindrum, which is good because it's got a protected graveyard, and Meduli's also apparently good. Tonne, Cape, chicken carcasses, some swords. Let's go. My time in Haven has finally come to an end. And here we are in Meduli. Check the bank. I've got all of the stuff that I took with me. Chicken carcasses, tonne. That should give me a decent amount of money. How much is tonne going for here? 1,000 equals 40 gold. So I've got about 120 gold's worth of tonne. Set myself up pretty nicely, but I'm going to need to make some money so I can actually pay the listing fee. And how do we make money fresh out of Haven as a new player in Mortal Online 2? The graveyard. But the graveyard in Meduli isn't completely protected, so I need to keep an eye out for other players killing me. Oh, this guy's been killing them without taking the heads. Thank you, sir. Freest money of my life. Is this guy gonna kill me? No, he's cool. We're gonna need to do a bit of grinding to get our horse. Okay, sell all of this. 2 gold, thank you very much. Here's something I don't like about Mortal Online. You click on the item you're selling and there's no way of getting any information about what's on the market. You have to manually like search the item first, and it's just a bit clunky. So let's type in Tyndremic Guard Cape and nothing comes up on the marketplace. Yet if I just type in cape, I know that they exist because it's right here. So why does me typing in the name of the item not make it show up? Stack of 1000. Let's undercut slightly. Let's do 39 gold. I can't afford to list it because the tax is 5% of the listing price. So I'm basically going to need to grind zombies for quite some time for me to be able to afford to list all of my stuff. Then I'm going to have to wait a few days for players to maybe buy some stuff. So I might have to just chuck my stuff on the market and then come back at a later date. Obviously, one of the issues of playing these kind of MMOs, these super niche, hardcore sandbox PvP games with localized marketplaces and localized storages, is the marketplace liquidity in these games tend to be extremely low. Games like this tend to struggle with not enough people playing the game to actually buy the things that you're listing. So I guess I'm going to spend the next few hours just grinding this graveyard, put some music in, watch some streams on the other monitor, and save up enough money for a two-handed sword, as well as a horse.
The next morning.
So I spent a few hours grinding off camera, and as you can see I've got a horse with armor and bags. I also bought myself a two-handed weapon, some better armor, and this is what my bank's currently looking like. I've got 2 backup two-handed weapons in the bank. Few bits and pieces, starting to accumulate resources slowly. Nothing that I listed last night has sold on the marketplace, which is really unfortunate. I was really relying on the gold that I would potentially get from this to help fund the books that I need to buy, because I need to buy controlled riding as well as mounted archery, because if I leave the town on my horse and I can't attack whilst on my horse, then I'm basically a sitting duck. I can't really defend myself if someone tries to just chase me down on their horse, kite me out and kill me from range. So it looks like I'm going to have to spend a few more hours grinding mobs in the graveyard until I can safely leave the town and be able to defend myself. Back to the grind, I suppose. I wish that you could loot things by just tapping R instead of holding it. It feels so clunky to have to hold R and hold everything to do anything in this game. Hold R to mount, hold left click to butcher, hold R to loot. It just adds this delay between every single action that you do. Just simply enabling me to go up to some loot, just tap R, would make this game feel so much better to play. Horse bags are full inventory of loot. Let's see how much money we make. 11 gold, not bad, we take that. Pretty decent. Bank our gold, and back to the grind. As you can see, I've grinded a bunch of gold. I've also learned controlled riding, that's at like level 50. So now let's buy mounted archery. I'm gonna experience what it's like to ride a horse and shoot a bow from it. Now I can actually play the game. Jump on the horse, pull out the bow. So let's see what mounted archery feels like. I think this is the best bow that I can currently wield. It says that there's a strength requirement of 111. As you can see, my strength is 93, but I've got these 2 clade gifts which allow me to use bows that are 10 strength levels above my strength level without penalty. So I can basically use a bow that's 20 levels higher than my strength level. Let's test, shall we? Fucking hell, that's difficult. Oh, we actually one-shot it. Good fight, pig. Zombie drive-by for a bit of practice. Oh my god, I think my mounted archery skill must be so low because my character's shaking like a leaf as he's shooting these arrows. Yeah, mounted archery is going to take a little bit of practice. This is going to take a long time to level up as well. 1,000 hours apparently. So now we've left the safety of the town. Someone could very well just come and kill me at this point, so we need to be on our guard. What's this? A bell bus. Oh, is this aggressive? Looks like it. Oh, I've shot my own horse. Nice. Slap a bandage on him. So what I'm going to do now is go back to the town and look up some points of interest that I can visit. Unfortunately, the map in Mortal Online 2 is completely unusable. So as a result of the game having a dog shit in-game map, everyone just uses an external resource, such as this one here, which actually tells you the points of interest. Obviously it doesn't show your location, but it gives you a rough idea of where to go. This map also tells you how many people are online. So right now there's 140 map users, and there's 465 players online. Not exactly enough players to support a full player-driven economy, is it? Especially when that economy has localized marketplaces split amongst 10 different cities. Let's see if any of my marketplace listings have actually sold. I absolutely doubt it, but we can check. Holy fuck, I think something has sold. We've made our first marketplace sale. I think someone bought my red cape. That's good. So if I die and lose all of my stuff, I've got some money to recover. Need to keep my stamina and health reserves up by eating food. You got your hunger level here. Bit of a pain in the ass to manage, but it is what it is. No bank sort function. User interface is bare bones as you can possibly get it. How much damage does this bow actually do? None, because I'm going to miss every shot. Oh, that's some good damage. Ranged attacks actually hit pretty damn hard. Another pointless, annoying thing about this game is you can only equip 25 arrows at once for some reason. Even though the stack size goes to 100 in your inventory. Just more clunky UI bullshit. Got some bandages, got some arrows, got my bow, got my sword. We're going to head directly to the east, and if we see another player, we're going to fight them. And probably die. Oi! What was that sound? Spooked. This looks like a bandit camp. So let's park our horse here. Bandit healer. Open with the bow. Bandits coming in hot. Switch to the sword. Die, bandits. Oh, this is a mage or a healer. He's just standing there like a donkey. Sit down. Let's sit, rest, and heal for a little bit. Hide behind here in case other players pop out. Something to note about the combat in this game. If you parry, you can instantly attack as if you've done like a full power swing. That's how it works. How about if I just pull one? Just pull you. We got two. No, we pulled the whole pack. Oh shit, yeah, I've pulled everything. Running. Look at the shadows. Horse running. My character running. 4 people chasing him. And this fucking scoundrel wants to attack my horse, the little bitch. Oh my god, my horse is a fucking idiot. He just, like, walks into the damage. Donkey. I try to kill the scoundrel and the horse just fucking headbutts my sword. Good job, horse. Kill the horse. She killed my horse. You absolute... No, you're not gonna escape after that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fucking hunt you down. Fucking get back here. Absolute disaster. Well, I suppose I can butcher its carcass and maybe get something from it. Make the best of a bad situation. And now suppose we walk for a solid 10 minutes to get back to Meduli. Probably getting PK'd on the way. It's a harsh world, Mortal Online 2. I think all of these houses that you see randomly out in the world, these are player-built structures. I think this thing over here, that's like a guild fortress or something. In Mortal Online 2, you can build a house pretty much anywhere, which is really cool, I think. Definitely a fan of MMOs with real space player housing. Unfortunately, in Mortal Online 2, a lot of these houses do look really out of place. Perhaps the game doesn't give you the tools to really make a nice looking house, or maybe... Fucking hell, you scared the shit out of me, bro. Fucking hell, you gave me a heart attack. Jesus fucking Christ, my heart. Yeah, that's another cool thing the game has. Like proximity voice chat. Like you go into the town and you can just hear other people talking and you just press T to activate voice chat. You can just talk right back. We're in the safe hands of the Tindremic Elite Guard. I guess we've made it back to Meduli without being PK'd. To buy a new horse, we head over to the pet broker. We can search from cost cheapest to most expensive. 5 gold 50. I think there's quite an abundance of horses out here actually. So this town probably has some of the cheapest horses. All I know is that desert horses are apparently the fastest. So once you've bought the horse, it's added to your stable. And there is the desert horse. Let's feed him some dill to gain his trust. Oh my god, this is a fast horse. Game feels pretty dead. Went AFK outside of Fabenham in tungsteel gear. Took a shit for 10 minutes and still alive. That's bait. On my compass it's telling me that there's an NPC I can talk to over here. Let's have a look. Taskmaster. I've never spoken to one of these before. Taskmaster Soldier. Will you give me a quest? Hunter bush pigs. Oh, so this gives you renown. Then the task renews every now and again. And these get harder and harder, it seems. So right now I've got 20 gold in the inventory and my plan is to leave Meduli and travel to a town called Tindrum, which has some sewers where I can farm some bandits and maybe get into some PvP battles. This journey's a bit of a trek and we might get killed along the way, so let's see if we can make it there in one piece. Not seeing any other players, so should be safe so far. Gotta watch out for bandit ambushes up ahead. Speaking of which, outcast ambush, we just run past them. There's a discussion in the chat at the moment about people just buying gold in this game through RMT, which to me I think is one of the biggest flaws of a pure sandbox MMO. Like pure sandbox MMOs where the entire game's progression is based around how much gold you have is completely ruined by RMT, and I think that's kind of how it works in Mortal Online too. There's no real grind for levels. Everything just comes down to what you can afford. If there's no consequence for dying because you've just got infinite money from RMT, half of the game's appeal just doesn't really exist. That's why I don't really like pure sandbox MMOs. As you can see, we're starting to change biome into a more foresty area. Bunch of bunnies running next to my horse. One thing about Mortal Online 2 that I do really love is the world. The size of it is bloody massive, and it does feel like quite an immersive game. So those are two things it definitely has going for it. Over in the distance we can see Tindrum. Over there, that's our location that we're heading towards. Looks like a player village over here. It's quite picturesque, isn't it? Oh, this person's got their house right next to the road. That's cool. Crusty skid marks. Lovely. It's very beautiful. That was quite a peaceful ride, really. And here it is, we've arrived at the city of Tindrum. I'm happy I didn't die because I was carrying 20 gold on me. So if I do die, I can use that money to rebuild. Horse is also intact. Porto Majora, epic city gates. Although as grand as that structure is, there's something about the texture on it that doesn't really blend too well with the rest of the assets. Let's go explore a dungeon. Tell my horse to stay, and we're going to head down into the Tindrum sewers. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is a bit of a PvP hotspot. We're going to enable criminal actions. I am prepared to die. These chests have already been looted by the looks of it. That's a sign that there might be another player here. Oh, there's two scoundrels here. I'm a little bit lost. It's a bit of a maze, these sewers. Is that another player? Oh, shit. Where'd he go? Suck him up. First time doing PvP. Let's run and bandage for a bit. I think he's got me, to be fair. Pop my bandage. Run. Oh, there's a scoundrel as well. Oh, I've almost got him. Oh, I've almost got him. Oh, we've got him, bro! We actually got him! No way! Oh my god, my first kill in Mortal Online 2, no way. What a rush. Apparently I'm a criminal for like 10 minutes. How do you even get out of here? How the hell do you leave this dungeon? It's massive. I'm carrying all of this stolen goods on me. I want to escape with the loot. Okay, I think we're in the clear. Disable criminal actions. We have successfully made it out of the sewers with all of our PK'd loot. Let's go. Where's my horse? Wait, horse? Where you at? You don't have any pets? What do you mean? I left my horse right here. I was only gone for 10 minutes. I'm going to put the guy that I murdered's head in my bank as some kind of sick trophy as my first PvP kill. Forever to just sit in my bank like some psycho murderer. This time I wanted to try a different approach to entering the Tindrum sewers, as it seems like I could have maybe escaped there last time if I had known the layout better. After beheading some scoundrels and looting every chest, I came across another player. Fight or flight instinct kicked in and we started clashing swords. Realising that my opponent had much better armour and was probably more skilled than me, I made the tactical choice to retreat. In other words, I ran for my life. This decision led me to discover how the criminal system works in Mortal Online 2. It turns out that if you attack another player first, you become a criminal for a period of time, and the guards will attack you on sight. To add to my troubles, I learned that I couldn't be resurrected in towns until the criminal status wore off. Okay, my criminal buff has worn off. Can I now res, please? I've had my punishment. She's giving me those dirty looks. I was defending myself. Don't you fucking look at me like that. He says, your gear now belongs to me. I say to him, no problem, good fight. He probably wanted me to get like toxic, and then he was probably gonna like get some enjoyment out of it, but no, it was a good fight, to be fair. I died to guards. He didn't even have the satisfaction of killing me myself. He's wearing my gear. I feel like that kill has just made this guy's weak. Luckily, I've got a few pieces of gear in my bank. We re-equip and we go again. Thankfully, you do still keep your jewelry and your cape when you die in this game. Those are things that you can't lose. Jesus, this fucking city sucks. Everything is so expensive. Even for basic food. 1 gold 20 for a stack of 100. I can see why this city isn't a recommended one to visit. Should eat some food anyway. As you can see, our health reserves are pretty low. You're about to become overweight. Okay, we stop eating. Don't eat anymore. You fat fuck. Okay, so this time we're going to enter the sewers, and if someone attacks me first, then we attack back. Because being a criminal is really punishing. The game's performing so jittery right now. Since the Unreal Engine 5 upgrade, this game's performance has objectively gotten worse. I see people in the chat all the time complaining about it. Yo, what's up?
What's up, my friend? Be careful, bad people around here.
Yeah, no worries. My character can run pretty fast, so I should be able to escape.
You run so fast, and you show me?
Yeah, it's like 116 dex, so...
Faster than me, because I'm a big guy. 200 kilograms.
Yeah, some people you meet in the game are quite friendly. Like, I've noticed that most people that immediately pop the voice chat and say hello, they're quite friendly in this game. Even whilst not recording, I've had a few nice conversations with people. I feel like because the Mortal Online 2 community is quite small, I think it's probably less toxic than it used to be, because everyone probably knows each other at this point. Yo, I'm trying to learn the layout of the sewers. How do you get to the thing that leads you outside? The outer exit.
I think it's here, the exit.
Yeah, this is the exit that takes you into Tindrum, right? There's another exit for when you're like going deeper.
I lived that way yesterday, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a bit of a maze, these sewers. He probably thinks I'm luring him.
Why you want to live by this?
I'm just trying to learn the layout. Because last time I was in here, people tried to attack me and I ran really deep and I couldn't figure out how to get out. There's no way I'm betraying this guy. I'd feel awful. How long have you been playing this game?
Like 1 week.
Do you have any bandages? I forgot to bring some. If you have spare ones. Sweet, thank you.
I think it's near here, but that way.
Yeah, this is the part where I got lost because every direction looks the same.
Here is the boss.
There's a boss?
Yeah, there is a boss. Someone yesterday lies to my friend and told him to kill the boss. And when are here, the other guy don't hit the boss, and the boss killed to my friend. He loot all. Here, everyone is a liar. Don't trust no one.
Yeah, fair.
Hey.
Oh, shit. Did you just attack me? Oh shit, there's another guy. Oh shit. No, I thought he was on his own. Oh my god, I feel so sorry for the guy that I've like led down here to show me the exit of the sewers, because now I've lured him into a 2v1 and he probably thinks I'm a lurer. No, he trusted me. I mean, I didn't betray him, to be fair. I'm dead. If you're watching this video, I didn't lure you into the sewers and I'm really sorry. I hope you made it out safe. Damn, dude. F. I saw that guy and I thought, oh, we've got a 2v1 situation here and this guy's attacked me first. I got murdered. Ah, GG. You're right, love. I'm not a criminal this time, so you can give me a nice smile as I res. Report murder. So I reported the murders. And what happens when you report the murder? Well, there's like no pop-up that really tells you what happens. The guy that attacked me probably attacked me because he heard me say, "So which way's the boss?" Clear sign that there's 2 fucking noobs walking into the dungeon. Oh no. The most free loot of his life. Oh well, it is what it is. We had an experience. We met a friend and we both perished. I don't think I'm made for these hardcore full loot sandbox PvP games. Like when I voice chat with someone and have a conversation, I don't want to like fight them. It's the same way in like when I do martial arts, when I do sparring. I hate to fight with people that I'm friendly with. I really struggle with it.
Hey.
Ah, you didn't make it out.
You see, you can run from these rats.
Was there 1 or 2 people attacking us? I thought there was like
3 people, 1 mage and 2 melees.
Yeah, I was so focused on the first guy that by the time I noticed that there was other people, it was too late.
Deeper in the sewers is hard. A lot of gankers.
It's really difficult to play this game solo. My friend also suffered the same fate. We may have died, but we got something way better than any loot. We gained a friend. I wasn't expecting a wholesome moment in Mortal Online 2, but there we are. So my plan right now is to ride from Tindrum to Fabenham. Slightly shorter trip than to Meduli, but I've never actually made this trip before without dying, so let's begin the journey. You cannot use this weapon whilst mounted. What do you mean? Have a bow? You what? Bro, that doesn't make sense. I was able to do mounted archery earlier. Why can't I do it now? But I can use the sword. I hate this game sometimes. It doesn't tell you anything. It gives you no information. To learn anything about this game, you just need to ask help chat constantly. Okay, let's try to just travel to Fabenham without dying. I can't defend myself if I get attacked, so it is what it is. If I somehow don't die, it will be a miracle of the ages. Okay, we leave the safety of Tindrum for the dangers of the roads. The roads here look quite nice. The way the light and the water bounces off the puddle in the road. I have to say, the forest biome is definitely my favourite. This part of the forest looks bloody beautiful. Mate, this is a good place for your guild hall. Right next to the main road. It's like a guild village. But the game doesn't seem to give you the tools to make like paths to connect the buildings. Or do any form of landscaping, plant crops, make gardens. So it's just random structures placed in the world. Shouldn't be too far away from Fabenham now. What the fuck is that? Is that a floating pig? Oh, there's another one. Pigs can fly in Mortal Online 2. This is the location where I'd like to have my player house, if I ever got one. Just on the outskirts of Fabenham. Nice cozy forest. Oh, Fabenham's this way. Good thing I read the sign. Cross the bridge. Brilliant, we've made it. Fabenham is basically the same city that you're exploring in the tutorial. Maybe there's a few differences, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's just head out into the wilderness. I would like to go visit Fabenham sewers. I've never been before. Oh, okay. I don't know if this cave exists on Haven. Never been in here before. So this is the Fabenham sewers. Why have I got an error pop up? Out of video memory trying to allocate a rendering resource. That's an error that's popped up for Mortal Online 2. Oh, and it's closed the game. I shouldn't have clicked OK, I guess. I'm probably gonna die. Please be alive. Ah, we're good. Oh, we run. 2 red players. We just fucking run. Parkour. If I didn't log in 30 seconds sooner, I would have definitely been dead. It's very dark in here. Creepy. This is a cool dungeon. And now it's starting to look a little bit more similar to Tindrum Sewers. What loot do we have here? Scoundrel loot. I'll hoover that up. Wee, another player. Broski's chasing me. Oh. I guess I'm gonna have to defend myself a bit. Fuck me, the combat in this game's rough, dude. GG. What's he doing? He's rezzing me? Thanks, dude. Wow. I think he just wanted a fight. That was really nice of him. Shout out to that guy. I'm gonna take my loot and head to the bank. Maybe he could see that I'm absolute trash at the game and he just took pity on me. He was like, oh, I've just killed a new player. He was probably looking for a challenge. Full inventory of scoundrel heads. We leave. We've made our money. We head back to town and we've arrived back to the safety of Fabenham. Whoa, what's this? Someone's doing some crazy spell? Yo, what? Is that a firework? Wow. That's probably the most epic firework I've ever seen in an MMO. I know a lot of MMOs have fireworks, but I've never seen one like that. I think we're going to wrap up this video here. I've travelled between the 3 beginner cities. Started at Meduli, went to Tindrum, went to Fabenham. I showed what Haven was like. We've built our character. We're Clade Gift level 15.5. And to my surprise, not every player that I've met in this game has been a dickhead. I've actually met quite a few nice people, it seems. I really thought the Mortal Online 2 community would be a lot more toxic, because from the YouTube videos I've seen of people like PvPing and PKing, it seems like there's a lot of really salty players and like dickheads, but no, the vast majority of people are really nice. I'm actually willing to bet that 80% of people are quite friendly, but it's just the 20% of people that aren't friendly that make it seem like the entire population is like that. Obviously, there's a lot more to Mortal Online 2 than what I covered in this video, but I think I can see the appeal of this game to a certain extent. To get fun and enjoyment out of Mortal Online 2 actually requires you, the player, to put in additional effort compared to other MMOs, and socialise with other players using voice chat. Things that sound mundane, such as going to a bandit camp and farming money, are made much more memorable when you're with other people. You're talking on comms, and there's the very real threat of having a PvP engagement and losing your progress. Even though the PvP encounters I had in this video were quite small scale and basic, I actually found them to be quite memorable due to the risk-reward aspect. Having that player kill me, then res me and let me keep my stuff at the end was actually quite a nice feeling. Dying in the sewers with the guy that I met, then meeting him in town to find out that he met the same fate as me was memorable. And I think this is quite a unique feeling that not too many MMOs have nowadays, and probably a reason why some people exclusively play these kind of games. Aside from the stuff that I showed in this video, Mortal Online 2 also has territory wars, it's got world bosses, the ability to build villages out in the world with your guild, a crazy in-depth crafting system, and siege mechanics. I can imagine that if you join a super active guild and fully commit to the social aspect of this game, then it's probably a lot of fun, even though I think that the core combat gameplay mechanics feel quite rough. With all that said, let's jump into my pros and cons list for Mortal Online 2. I've actually played this game quite a bit on and off since launch, although admittedly most of that was spent on Haven. Pros. The world in Mortal Online 2 is absolutely massive and has no loading screens. In terms of the time it takes to travel around the entire map on horseback, this game has to be in the top 3 in the entire MMO genre for world size. Visually, the game looks quite nice since the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5, although some assets and textures do still look quite outdated. The game feels quite immersive due to no live in-game map and first-person perspective. You actually need to navigate and be aware of your surroundings at all times. This is very much a game that you can get lost in, which is pretty cool. I think the proximity voice chat is really cool and makes socializing easier. The game has a crazy in-depth crafting system, and there's a certain portion of the player base that only focus on economy and crafting. The fact that you're able to form a guild, go out into the world and build your own guild village is fucking awesome. And I think the guild vs guild territory wars endgame is good aspirational dynamic content for players to work towards and look forward to. Cons. Almost every player that gets into Mortal Online 2 needs to re-roll their first character because character creation basically determines your build. If you fuck this up, then GG. The skillbook UI is confusing to navigate, the game stutters and freezes at times when traversing the world. Many people, including myself, have experienced worse performance since the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5. Actually learning Mortal Online 2 is a nightmare. There's very few decent resources for information about the game on the internet, not many content creators making guides, and the game does a poor job of actually explaining things to new players, so often you're just spamming help chat hoping that someone replies. For example, in this video I was able to do mounted archery on one horse but not another. The game's tooltip didn't tell me why this was the case, it just said, you cannot do this. Okay game, but fucking why? Personally, I don't think there's enough mobs in the world to support a large player population. There's really not a whole lot of POIs, and the few POIs that do exist only have enough mobs to support a small group of players. For example, if you're grinding bandits on Haven, and there's just one other player grinding bandits, you're better off simply returning to town and changing to a new Haven instance, as your XP per hour will be cut in half. Thankfully, only a few hundred people are online in this game at all times, but if that number was 5,000 plus players, then there just simply wouldn't be enough mobs to go around. Due to there being so few players in this game and each town having its own localized economy, it can be quite hard to make money selling to other players or buying the things that you need. It's a player-driven economy, but without enough players and liquidity to really drive the economy, in my opinion. Mortal Online 2 doesn't really have much of a gameplay and achievement-based progression system. What I mean by this is that it doesn't take long to max your character's actual stats, and most of your progression comes from the acquisition of wealth and resources. Whilst this would be perfectly fine if RMT didn't exist, the reality is that it does exist, and the game's entire sense of progression and risk versus reward element can be bypassed completely by just buying gold. I often feel a sense of apathy in games like this. You buy gold once and you no longer care if you kill or get killed in open world PvP. I feel the exact same way with Albion Online, whereas the impactfulness of RMT does feel much less in games where gold isn't the be all end all of your progression. Compared to other first-person medieval games, I think that the combat in Mortal Online 2 isn't great, and it feels even worse when you start out because you haven't leveled your skills up, so your attack and move speed will be even slower. When you watch footage of the top PvP players fighting each other in this game, it looks like shit. They're spinning around and jumping trying to disguise attacks, and whilst yes, this takes skill, it just looks fucking stupid. When I see this high-end gameplay, I don't think to myself, wow, that looks fun, I want to get good at Mortal Online 2. And finally, Mortal Online 2 has recently transitioned from being just a buy-to-play game to now being buy-to-play plus sub fee. To be fair, you do get 1 free month of sub when you buy the game, but for an already super niche product with a player base so small that the player-driven economy barely functions, it's probably one barrier too far that will result in even more player bleed over time. Overall, Mortal Online 2 seems to be a game that you'll get out of it what you're willing to put in. Personally, I don't really like full pure hardcore sandbox MMOs, as you're often left with a feeling of, okay, what should I do now when your friends aren't online, you're playing off peak, or there's just some massive PK group locking down the only grind spots near your town. I prefer sandbox MMOs more similar to Runescape, where the game's like 80% sandbox, but there's also some scripted content to enjoy, some quests, things to do solo, having only certain areas of the map be full loot PvP rather than the whole thing, and so on. Mortal Online 2 seems to be designed in a way that it doesn't really want to attract a lot of players. It's not a game that wants to have any form of popularity or to bring in new people, but instead to cater to people who were already Mortal Online 1 players. I say that due to how obnoxiously unhelpful the tooltips in this game are, and that's fine. Games like this should exist, and they do have some very unique experiences, but when you combine what's possibly the most niche type of MMO with a dogshit new player experience, a character creator that allows you to fuck up your build in the first 5 minutes of playtime, a community of bored PvPers waiting to jump on newbies the moment they leave the city to venture out into the open world, and now on top of that, a monthly sub fee, I have to wonder if Mortal Online 2 will have enough players to properly function in a year or two from now. That being said, if you're an Albion Online or EVE Online player, you might actually enjoy Mortal Online 2, so give it a try. But that's it for this video. As always, let me know your thoughts on Mortal Online 2 in the comments below. Is this a game that you'd actually play and recommend, or do you think it's just a bit too niche? If you enjoyed the vid, then please help us out with a like to appease the algorithm gods. Social media on screen, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.